Hi everyone, welcome back to Pabbly. In this video, we are going to learn how to build an AI agent to auto-summarize Google Forms rental applications. So let's suppose I am running a real estate agency and I am receiving many form submission for my rental properties. Now I want that whenever there is a new form submission, the summary should be automatically generated for this form submission with the help of AI agent. Here I am going to use my AI agent as OpenAI, and then this summary should be automatically added to my Google Docs. Now doing this manually will consume a lot of time, so I am completely going to automate this process, and to do this automation I am going to use Pabbly Connect. So Pabbly Connect is an amazing automation and integration software which requires no coding or programming skills. Here I just need to build connection between Google Forms, OpenAI and Google Docs. With the help of Pabbly Connect, I am going to build this connection in such a way that whenever there will be new form submission in my Google Forms, the summary will be automatically generated with the help of OpenAI, and then a Google Doc will be automatically created. Now, if you want to learn the step-by-step process, then let me take you all to my screen. In this video, we are going to see how to build an AI agent to auto-summarize Google Forms rental application. For this, I've created an automation workflow where I've built connection between Google Forms, OpenAI and Google Docs. And now we are going to check this automation workflow once, whether it is working fine or not. For that, I'm going to open this Google form which I've created and I have all these fields. To open this, I'm going to click on this copy respondent link, copy the link to this form and paste that in a new tab. And here I'm going to submit this form. So I'm going to enter some dummy details like the full name is new user, email address is new@pabblytudes.com. Then the phone number is this. The current address is, let's say, Old Street. The reason for leaving is new job. The job title is, let's say, the person is a quant analyst. The monthly income is 12 LPA. The previous address is, let's say, New Street. The landlord's name was current user. The contact information of that person is this. Were you evicted from the rental property? I'm going to select this as no. The reference is mother. I'm going to enter the name of the mother and then the phone number. And do you have any pets? No. Any additional comments? No. And do you authorize us to conduct a background and credit check? Yes. I'm going to submit this form, and you will see that as soon as I have submitted this form, after waiting for a few seconds, a Google document will be created and uploaded in this Google Drive. So I'm going to refresh this page once and let's wait for some time. And here we can see that in just few seconds, as soon as I've refreshed this, we have uploaded this document in my Google Drive. The rental application summary, applicant name is new user, job title is this, monthly income is this, current address is this, all these details. And then the last or the conclusion is new user is stable applicant with a good income and no history of eviction. The reason for leaving is job related, indicating a positive change in circumstances. All references and landlord provided are suitable, and the applicant does not have any pet. Overall, the applicant appears trustworthy and suitable for tenancy. So this is how this automation workflow is going to run. And now to learn how to create this, let's start creating this from the beginning. In this video, we are going to learn how to build an AI agent to auto-summarize Google Forms rental application. For this, I'm going to create automation between Google Forms, OpenAI and Google Docs, Google Drive with the help of Pabbly Connect. So this is the landing page of Pabbly, and you can visit this simply by typing pabbly.com/connect in your browser. Now, after browsing this website, we need to sign in to our Pabbly account. On the top right corner, you can see two options, sign in and sign up for free. If you are an existing user, click on this sign in, and if you are a new user, click on this sign up for free, and this will give you 100 tasks free on monthly basis. As I'm an existing user, I'll click on this sign in. And here all Pabbly apps page has appeared, which is showing me all the Pabbly applications. I'm going to click on this Pabbly Connect Access Now. And it has taken me towards this dashboard where I will be able to find all my workflows over here and all the folders which I've created over here. Now, if you want to create a new folder, simply click on this plus icon, and from here you can create a new folder. For now, I want to create a new workflow, for which I need to click on this create workflow button. And first I need to provide the workflow name, and then I have to select the folder in which I want to save that workflow. So first let's name this workflow as Build an AI agent to auto-summarize Google Forms rental application. And now I need to select my folder. So these are the folders which have been created. And here I'm going to select this as AI agent and then click on create. Here workflow created successfully. As soon as I click on create, two boxes have appeared in front of me. One is trigger, other is action. So trigger says when this happens, an action says do this. So trigger is basically an event which starts the automation of a workflow. There can be only one trigger step in a workflow, but as many as action steps as you want. Here in this workflow, I want to build an AI agent to auto-summarize Google Forms rental application, which means whenever I'm going to receive a new Google Forms submission, it should be automatically summarized with the help of OpenAI and it should be automatically created as a document and added to my Google Drive. Here trigger says when this happens. So when there is a Google Forms submission and an action says do this, then auto-summarize that Google Forms and add that to my Google Drive. So here in my trigger application, I'm going to take Google Forms and then in my trigger event, I'm going to take this new response received. Now I need to make connection between Pabbly Connect and Google Forms for which a webhook URL is provided to me. And this webhook URL is going to act as a bridge to connect my Google Forms with Pabbly Connect. So reading the help task, I'm going to build this connection, and to make this connection, let me open my Google Forms. So this is the Google Forms which I have created and I have all these fields. The full name, email address, phone number, current address, reason for leaving, job title, monthly income, previous address, landlord's name, contact info, were you evicted from rental property, and all of these fields. Now to make sure that the last field is turned on, this required button is turned on, and then I have to move towards this responses, from where I have to click on this view in sheets. And here it has opened this sheet in front of me and it is linked to this form, Google form. You can see all the questions which I have in this particular Google form are here in this particular Google Sheet spreadsheet. So first I'm going to do a form submission and take all the details which I have in these fields. So I'm going to click on this Google Forms and I'm going to copy the respondent link. I'm going to copy the link to this form and paste that in a new tab. And let's open this. And here I'm going to enter some dummy details in all these fields. So let's say the full name is dummy user. The email address is dummy@pabblytudes.com. So here I've added all the details. Like the name is dummy user, email address is dummy@pabblytudes.com. Phone number is this, current address is Old Street, reason for leaving is getting married, job title is digital marketer, monthly income is 10 LPA, previous address is New Street, landlord's name is test lead, contact information of this landlord is this. Were you evicted? No. The reference is demo user, who is the father. Do you have any pets? No. Do you want to add any additional information? No. And authorize background and credit check? Yes. So I'm going to submit this form and you will see that as soon as I've submitted this form, all the details will be captured in my Google Sheet spreadsheet. And here we can see that in no time I have captured this response. Now here we can say that there is a connection between Google Forms and Google Sheets. As soon as I've submitted this Google Forms, I have captured all the details in this particular spreadsheet. Now I need to send these details to my Pabbly Connect workflow. So for that, I have to go towards this extensions, go to add-ons and then click on this get add-ons. Here Google Workspace Marketplace will appear in front of me where I need to search for Pabbly Connect webhooks. And it is showing install because I have already installed this in my Google Sheets. But if you are doing this for the first time, make sure that you follow the same process and install this Pabbly Connect webhooks. Now after that you install this, it will start appearing over here and from here you have to go towards this initial setup. Now here I need to enter this webhook URL in the trigger column. This is the same webhook URL which I am provided in my Pabbly Connect workflow. So I'm going to copy this webhook URL and I'm going to paste that webhook URL over here. Next, I need to enter this trigger column. So here the trigger column will be a final data entry column on which if the data is added, the whole of that row data will be sent to the webhook URL. So here my final data entry column is column P. As you can see that this is the final data entry column. Trigger column simply means the final data entry column or the last column or the end column. Now as soon as I've added this webhook URL in the trigger column, I'm simply going to click on this send test and you will see that the test data has been sent successfully. Now I should have received this response in my Pabbly Connect workflow. Now to make the setup, I am going to click on the submit and you will see that the setup will be configured successfully, and here it is. Now we have successfully added the webhook URL which we were provided in this Pabbly Connect workflow here in this particular spreadsheet. And now we have to follow a very important step. I have to go towards this extensions, go to Pabbly Connect webhooks and then click on the send on event. So this step will make sure whatever data we add in future, it is sent to Pabbly Connect. Now as I have added all the details, let me quickly check my Pabbly Connect workflow, and if I scroll down, I can see that I have captured this response. Were you evicted from the rental property? No. The trigger column is column P. Then I have received the rest of the details, like the reference, reason for leaving, previous address, phone number, monthly income, landlord's name, job title, full name, email address. Do you have any pet? And do you want to authorize the background? Then we have the current address, the contact information, and then do you want to add any comments or information? So here these are the same exact details submitted and we have received in this Pabbly Connect workflow. This shows the connection setup that we have created between Google Forms and Pabbly Connect, that is successful. And now whenever there will be form submission, I will start capturing that response here in this workflow. Now moving on to the next step, whenever there is a Google Form submission, I want to automatically summarize that, and then I want to create a Google document for that. So then in my action application, I'm going to take my action application as OpenAI, and then in my action event, I'm going to select this as ChatGPT and then click on connect. If you have an existing connection, go with save. If you don't have one, click on this add new connection. And now to make this connection, we have to enter the token. Following the help desk given below, I'm going to enter this token and I'm going to click on the hyperlink given over here. And it has taken me towards this API keys page. Now to create a new API token, I simply need to click on this create new secret key. First, I have to name this key. So let's say the name is test. The project will be default project and the permissions will be all. And then I simply need to click on this create secret key. A new API token will be provided to me, which I need to copy and simply paste that over here. Here, as I've already created the existing connection, I'm going to select this as existing connection and then go with save. OpenAI is connected with Pabbly Connect, and now I have to enter these details, which are AI model and the prompt. From this drop-down, I'm going to select my AI model as GPT-4o Mini, and then I'm going to enter the prompt. Now, I'm going to enter the prompt in a way that I'm going to map all the details which I've received from my Google Forms, and I'm going to ask my AI agent or the OpenAI to analyze or create a summary for that so that I can create a Google document. I'm going to enter the prompt like, so here I have entered my prompt, you are a rental assistant. Summarize the following rental application in a clear, professional and concise manner for a landlord or property manager. Focus on the key points, applicant's name, job and income, rest of the details. Then I have added all these fields which I have added in my Google Forms, and then I have added please write a short paragraph summary highlighting the key details and whether this applicant appears suitable, or if any follow-up is needed, write in a short readable format, give conclusion like trustable or not. So here I'm going to add all these details which I have added in this prompt, but I'm not going to enter these details manually. Instead, I'm going to use a method called mapping, which means I'm going to enter the detail from the previous response. Now here I have received the response from my Google Forms, and when I click on this, I can see this Google Forms. When I click on this, I can see all the response which I have received from there. Here I need to enter the name. So the name was dummy user. I have entered that, and then the email address was dummy@pabblytudes.com, and then the phone number was this one, and then the current address was Old Street. The reason for leaving is getting married. Then the job title is digital marketer. Then the monthly income is 10 LPA. Then the previous address is New Street. Then the landlord's name is test lead. I'm going to quickly fill all the rest of the details. So here I've added all the details. Over here mapping is important so that every time you receive a new response, it is taken into consideration in this field. Manually entering the data will make this field static and the information will not change even if you have received the new response. Over here, if I manually enter any detail, this field will become static, and every time I receive a new response, the result will not change. So as to keep this field dynamic, we use this process mapping instead of manually entering the details. Now that I've entered all these details, I'm simply going to click on the save and send test request, and let's wait for the response. So here I have received this response. In this message content, I have the summary. Applicant summary, name is dummy user, job title is digital marketer, then the rest of the fields. Dummy user is a digital marketer with a stable monthly income of 10 LP and no eviction history. They are relocating due to marriage and have providable reliable references with no pet and consent for background check. This applicant appears to be trustworthy and suitable for rental consideration. So I have generated a very nice summary for this application and I'm going to create a Google Doc for that. For that, I'm going to click on this add action step button, and then in my action application, I'm going to take Google Docs. And then in my action event, I'm going to select this as create document from template and click on connect. If you have an existing connection, go with save. If you don't have one, click on this add new connection, then click on this sign in with Google. Here I'm going to choose my account where I have logged in my Google Docs. And after choosing my account, I simply need to click on this allow and grant away the permissions. You can do this too because your data is completely safe with Pabbly Connect. And here authorization successful, which means Google Docs is connected with Pabbly Connect. Now I have to enter this template document. Now here I have created a template by the name rent summary. So I have added this curly braces, then added the rent summary and then entered the curly braces and then closed this curly braces. So this is how I was able to create a template, and I'm going to select my template document as rent summary, and then I have to give this a name. So I'm going to give the name of this tenant or the applicant dummy user, and then I have to select my new documents location. Now I want to add this to this real estate folder which I have created. So from this drop down, I'm going to select the new documents location as real estate, and then I'm going to enter the rent summary which I have received from this OpenAI response. I have mapped all the required details. Now I'm simply going to click on the save and send test request, and you will see a Google document will be automatically created. And here we have received this response. If I open my Google Docs and let's open this. So here we can see that this dummy user doc has been created. This is the same exact response which we have generated. And now if I open this Google Drive, we can see that the same document has been created and uploaded in this particular folder. Now to summarize, we took Google Forms as a trigger application where we made connection with Pabbly Connect with the help of this webhook URL. As soon as we submitted this form, we received the response here in this workflow. And with the help of this OpenAI, we wanted to summarize the Google Form response. So we summarized and generated the summary, and then we added that and created this Google Docs. So this is how this automation workflow is going to run. And here we have successfully created automation between Google Forms, OpenAI, and Google Docs with the help of Pabbly Connect. I hope you liked this video. Thanks for watching.
Not only these applications, but you can integrate many more applications with the help of Pabbly Connect. Now, if you have any doubt, you can reach us at support@pabbly.com. If you have any query, you can reach us at forum.pabbly.com. And if you have any pricing related issue, you can visit the website given over here. Also, if you find our videos helpful, do share it with your friends and like and subscribe to our channel.